alone, I'm alright. It's okay.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Insider's Guide. Today, we're discussing a resort a little bit further away from other resorts I've talked about in the past. We're going all the way to Alaska to talk about Alyeska. For those of you who are new, in this series, I share insider's tips and knowledge with all of you about ski resorts, aimed at maximizing your day. I know that this episode of Insider's Guide is going to be one that most of my regular viewers skip, so if you're seeing this, thank you so much for watching. With that, let's begin an Insider's Guide to Ski Resorts, edition Alyeska. Now, Alyeska, being in Alaska, has some, different operating hours. Alyeska opens its lifts at 10:30 in the morning and will run them until 5:30 in the evening, or until 8 on night skiing days. This is really nice because you can stay in Anchorage and still get up at a reasonable time to drive the hour or so to Alyeska, unlike many other places. Also due to the location in Alaska, Alyeska receives some of the highest snowfall totals of any ski resort. They average 643 inches of snow each year. In January and February, this is great because it causes innumerable powder days. However, when it warms up in late March and April, the snow can be deceiving. In the late season, snow will melt during the day and refreeze overnight, causing icy conditions. Oftentimes, it looks like there's powder, but it's actually chunky ice. The easiest way to be able to tell if conditions are good or not is simply if people are skiing it. If it's icy, you'll pretty much only see people on the groomers, not going off-piste. If there are plenty of people skiing the ungroomed stuff off-piste, then it's typically pretty good. Let's get something else out of the way. Lift lines. Alyeska is not a busy mountain. For the most part, there are no lift lines. The upper mountain lift, Glacier Bowl Express, does get some lines, but for the most part, those lines will only be 2 or 3 minutes. The tram can also get some lines, but its lines will also move quick. In the rare event that the tram lines are way out of the building and around the corner, there is an alternate option to get on the mountain, to be discussed in just a bit. Alyeska has 2 base areas. Over here on the right, with the Day Lodge and the Sitzmark Bar and Grill, is the primary base. If you're driving into Alyeska, you'll most likely park over here. Over to the left here is the Hotel Alyeska. It also has the overflow parking lots if the main lot by the Day Lodge fills. There are 2 options to get out of each base. We'll start over at the Day Lodge. Coming out of the Day Lodge base are 2 quad chairs, the fixed grip Bear Cub and the detachable Ted's Express. Bear Cub serves 2 purposes. Its biggest purpose is to serve a beginner pod and a few terrain parks. Within this beginner pod is the Green Run Chair 3 Road, which is signed on the mountain as Gummy Worm. The base of Bear Cub and the base of Ted's Express are a little ways apart from each other, so to return to Ted's, you must take this run. The other thing Bear Cub can be used for is to get from the Day Lodge base to the Hotel Alyeska base via this green Blueberry Hill. Blueberry Hill, along with all of these other greens and blues down here, are nice short little groomers, great for lower level skiers. The other fixed grip quad at the resort, coming from the Hotel Alyeska base, is Chair 7. It serves a similar purpose to Bear Cub in that it can be used to get from base to base, in this case from the Hotel Alyeska to the Day Lodge. Its other purpose is for lapping the green Blueberry Hill, which has some small parks and is also just a nice lap for beginner skiers. Now, heading back over to the Day Lodge base, there's this high-speed quad, Ted's Express. For most people, this lift is just used to get to the Glacier Bowl Express. Not too many people use it for lapping. However, there is a really nice area for lapping. The lower bowl is all of this terrain over to the right of Ted's. When open, it can be really nice for lapping. All of the runs from Eagle Flats to the boundary here are all groomed and a little bit disregarded. This makes them great to get some warm-up or closing time laps. There is an old mothballed double chair called Tonica that you can see up close if you ski Tonica Hill or Cabbage Patch. Now, just a second ago, I said the words, if open. These runs are used by race teams for training, so commonly, especially during non-peak days, these runs will be closed for a majority of the day for racing. They close it off up here at Eagle Flats, rendering all of the terrain closed. Even on days when the runs are closed, however, they will be open at the very beginning and end of the day, which is perfect, like I said, for some warm-up or closing time laps. Coming off of Ted's Express, you can get to the Glacier Bowl Express to lap the upper mountain in 2 different ways. The first, and overly popular method, is to ski down to the main run, aptly named runway. There is a chair parking garage in front of Glacier Bowl. If you go to the right of the building, you'll be in the lift maze. If you go to the left of the building, you can ski down to either base. The other way is to flip around under Ted's and take the run Hamel Highway. Hamel Highway is a road, but it does not require any hiking, skating, or pushing. It will drop you onto the bottom of the face of the Denali Blue Groomer. You can flip around to get into the Glacier Bowl line, or keep skiing down Denali here to get back to either base. Below Glacier Bowl Express are a few blues and blacks, primarily just to get you back to the base. These are not my favorite runs to lap, but everyone has a different taste. Coming along Upper von Imhoff here, you can turn left to pop down one of these blacks. This last black, Steelhang, is typically groomed, as it is the best way to access the blue, called Race Trail. The word Steelhang, translated from German, literally means steep slope. That should tell you just about everything you need to know. Upper Race Trail is impossible to access directly from Upper von Imhoff. You must take one of these 3 blacks. However, right down here, you can ski from Lower von Imhoff to Lower Race Trail, or from Upper Race Trail over here to all of the Bear Cub stuff. Race Trail, along with all of von Imhoff and this other blue called Sourdough, are nice groomers. When you're on Lower von Imhoff or Sourdough, you can see remaining towers from the old removed Chair 1 double. We will leave it off there, having completed the lower mountain. In part B, we'll finish off Alyeska with the upper bowl, the north face, and all of this other extreme terrain. Thank you all so much for watching. Please leave any questions down below. All my love, I'm out.